And rolling, speed, action.
Richard, I tried to stay away. I thought I would never see you again. I thought that you were out of my life. The day you left, if you knew what I went through, if you knew how much I loved you, how much I still love you.
And then?
It wasn't long after we were married that Victor went to Czechoslovakia. They needed him in Prague, but there the Gestapo were waiting for him. Just a 2-line item in the paper. Victor Laszlo apprehended, sent to concentration camp. I was frantic. For months I tried to get word. Then it came. He was dead, shot trying to escape. I was lonely, I had nothing, not even hope, and then I met you.
Why weren't you honest with me? Why did you keep your marriage a secret?
It wasn't a secret, Richard. Victor wanted it that way. Not even our closest friends knew about our marriage. That was his way of protecting me. I knew so much about his work, and if Gestapo found out I was his wife, it would be dangerous for me and for those working with me.
When did you find out that he was alive?
Just before you and I went to leave Paris together. A friend came and told me that Victor was alive. They were hiding him in a freight car on the outskirts of Paris. He was sick, he needed me. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't care. I knew you wouldn't have left Paris, and the Gestapo would have caught you, so I know the rest.
But it's still a story without an end. What about now?
No, I don't know. I know that I'll never have the strength to leave you again.
And Laszlo?
Oh, you'll help him now, Richard. Won't you? You'll see when he gets out. Then he'll have his work, all that he's been living for.
All except one. He won't have you.
I can't fight anymore. I ran away from it once. I can't do it again. I don't know what's right any longer. You'll have to think for both of us, for all of us.
All right. I will. Here's looking at you, kid.
I wish I didn't love you so much.
And swing, speed, action.
I tried to stay away. I thought that I would never see you again, that you were out of my life. The day you left, if you knew what I went through, if you knew how much I loved you, how much I still love you.
But then what?
It wasn't long after we were married that Victor went back to Czechoslovakia. They needed him in Prague, but there the Gestapo were waiting for him. Just a 2-line item in the paper. Victor Laszlo apprehended, sent to concentration camp. I was frantic for months. I tried to get word, and then it came. He was dead, shot trying to escape. I was lonely. I had nothing, not even hope. And then I met you.
Why weren't you honest with me? Why'd you keep your marriage a secret?
It wasn't my secret, Richard. Victor wanted it that way. Not even our closest friends knew about our marriage. That was his way of protecting me. I knew so much about his work, and if the Gestapo found out I was his wife, it would be dangerous for me and for those working for me.
When did you first find out he was alive?
Just before you and I were to leave Paris together. A friend came and told me that Victor was alive. They were hiding him in a freight car outside the outskirts of Paris. He was sick. He needed me. I wanted to tell you, but I didn't care. I knew you wouldn't have left Paris, and the Gestapo would have caught you, so you know the rest.
But still a story without an ending. What happens now?
Now, I don't know. I know that I'll never have the strength to leave you again.
And Laszlo?
You'll help him now, Richard, won't you? I mean, you'll see that he gets out, that he'll have his work. It's all he's been living for.
I'll accept one. You won't have you.
I can't fight it anymore. I ran away from you once. I can't do it again. I don't know what's right any longer. You'll have to think for both of us, for all of us.
All right. I will. Here's to looking at you, kid.
I wish I didn't love you so much.
Well, no slating. We're just going to start the scene. Action.
How did you get in?
The stairs from the street.
I told you this morning you'd come, but it was a little ahead of schedule, so why don't you sit down?
Richard, I had to see you.
You used Richard again, and we're back in Paris.
Please.
Your unexpected visit isn't connected by any chance with the letters of transit. It seems that as long as I have those letters, I'll never be lonely.
You can ask any price you want, but you must give me those letters.
I went through it all with your husband. It's no deal.
I know how you feel about me, but I'm asking you to put your feelings aside for something more important.
Do I have to hear again what a great man your husband is? What an important cause he's fighting for?
It was your cause too. In your own way, you were fighting for the same thing.
I'm not fighting for anything more, except myself. I'm only interested in the cause of myself.
Richard, we loved each other.
I wouldn't bring up Paris if I were you. Okay? It's bad salesmanship.
Please listen to me. Please, if you knew what really happened, if
I
you knew
wouldn't
the
believe
truth.
you. I wouldn't believe you, no matter what you told me. You'd say anything now to get what you want.
You want to feel sorry for yourself? Don't you? With so much at stake, all you can think about is your own feelings. One woman has hurt you and you take revenge on the entire world. You're a coward and a weakling. No. Richard, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you are our last hope. If you don't help us, Victor Laszlo will die in Casablanca.
What of it? I'm going to die in Casablanca. And it's a good spot for it. Now.
All right, I tried to reason with you. I tried everything. Now I want those letters. Give me those letters.
I don't have to. I've got them right here.
Put them on the table.
No.
Last time, put them on the table.
Cut. And rolling. Speed. Action.
You're very kind.
It's all for you. I'm not hungry. Please, go ahead. You eat like a bird.
You would know, of course.
Not really. I hear the expression "the one eats like a bird" is really a falsity. I mean a falsity, because birds eat a tremendous lot. I don't know anything about birds. My hobby is stuffing things, a taxidermy. And I guess I'd rather stuff birds because, well, I hate the look of those beasts when they're being stuffed. Foxes, chimps, and all those other things. Some people even stuff dogs and cats, but I can't do that. I think birds only look good stuffed because they're rather passive than most of them.
It's a strange hobby. Curious, I mean.
It's uncommon, too.
I imagine so.
It's not as expensive as you would think. It's cheap, really. Needles, threads, sawdust. The chemicals are all that cost anything.
A man should have a hobby.
It's more than a hobby. Like, sometimes a hobby is supposed to pass time and not fill it.
Is your time so empty?
Oh no. I run the office, tend to the cabins and grounds, do a little chores for my mother. the ones she allows I might be capable of doing.
You go out with friends?
Friends? Who needs friends? A boy's best friend is his mother. You never had an empty moment in your life, have you?
Speed, action.
You're very kind.
It's all for you. I'm not hungry. Please go ahead. You eat like a bird.
You know, of course.
Not really. I hear that expression, the one that eats like a bird is really a falsity. I mean, a falsity. Because birds eat a tremendous lot. Oh, well, I don't know anything about birds. My hobby is stuffing things, taxidermy. And I guess I'd just rather stuff birds because, well, I hate the look of beasts when they're stuffed, foxes, and chimps, and dogs, and all. Some people even stuff dogs and cats. But I can't. I think only birds look well stuffed because they're rather passive. Well, to begin with, most of them.
It's a strange hobby. Curious. I mean,
Uncommon, too.
I imagine so.
It's not as expensive as you'd think. Cheap, really. Needles, thread, sawdust. The chemicals are only the real expensive part.
A man should have a hobby.
It's more than a hobby. Sometimes a hobby is supposed to pass the time, not fill it.
Is your time so empty?
Oh, no. I run the office. I attend to the cabins and the grounds. I do little chores for Mother. The ones she allows I might be capable of doing.
You go out with friends?
Friends? Who needs friends? Boy's best friend is his mother. You've never had an empty moment in your whole life, have you?